But the father wasn't listening. He was calling him a servant. Quick, bring a clean set of clothes and dress him. Let the family bring in his finger and sandals on his feet. That great red pepper, let's roast it. We're going to have a feast. We're going to have a wonderful time. My son is here, given up for dead. He's alive again. And they began to have a wonderful time. I love this so much. It's so easy to understand. Don't you get it? You're the prodigal son. You're not. God's the Father, and this is you. So as you make your way back to God, how does he react? He runs to the Son. By the way, this culture was considered undignified for an older man to run. And they wore those long robes. You'd have to pull your robe up above your knees to run. You know, I don't know about being undignified to run when you're older. I think it's just hard to run when you're older. I have a lot of friends who like to run. My wife runs all the time. And when I run, I hate it. It hurts. I walk in those things, and the moment I start running, it's like, oh, I hate this, okay? And I have runners say, Greg, hang in there, man. Wait for the release of the endorphin. It's the runner's high. I have never had a single endorphin release. If there's an endorphin is here tonight, please contact me. I want to talk to you. The father ran to the son. Actually, you can translate it, sprinted to the son. Listen, you may have walked away from God, but God has not walked away from you. Why did he run to the son? To be a shield. Why? This boy had brought the family name to the gutter. This boy had been with hookers. This boy had ruined his life. And the people may have been picking up stones to kill him. The father ran quickly to get to the son and throw his arms around him because they would not stone his father, who was highly respected in the community. This is exactly what Jesus did for you at the cross 2,000 years ago. He went and died in your place and took your sin upon himself. Second Corinthians 5:21 says, God has made Christ who never sinned to be the offering for our sins, that we can be made right with God through Christ. The boy starts to speak, Dad, Father, I'm no longer worthy to be your son. Listen, just as he hung the hired head, Dad wasn't listening. He says, boy, you can have your bedroom back. You're still my son. Listen, God is not taking any applications for new employees, but he does have room in his house for additions to his family. He wants you to join the family of God tonight. I'll tell you how. My say, well, Greg, why did you call this message home before dark? Because when I lived with my grandmother, who I call home myself, and I went out to play, she would say, now, Greg, get home before dark. And I always did. Because my grandfather disciplined me. He would apply the ornament indications of the seed of understanding, okay? He was from another time. No time out with my grandfather. So I would always get home before dark. And I'm hoping he'll get home before dark. What do I mean by that? I mean that you don't know how long your life will go. My oldest son, Christopher, is in heaven tonight. He died in an automobile accident 4 years ago. He was 33 years old. For a time, raised in a Christian home. Our son was a product we always believed. But he was living in a new world. God got his attention. He turned his life around. He committed his life to Christ. Married a beautiful girl named Brittany. He had 2 daughters, Stella and Lucy, who he never met. And then suddenly he was called to heaven. But I'm so thankful. Though I miss him every day and it breaks my heart in this moment, I'm so thankful I will see my son again. He got home before God. Like the story before us, we have 2 sons. There's 2 sons. The story is we have 2 sons. Our youngest son, Jonathan, was living as a prodigal, even though his brother Christopher had recommitted himself to the Lord. Jonathan was struggling with trust, and talking to his brother Christopher, and he was asking for his help. Christopher was telling Jonathan he needed to get right with the Lord. And Christopher asked Jonathan this question: what's it going to take? And it was actually his brother being called together that caused Jonathan to turn around. Here's my question for you tonight, the same one that my oldest son asked my younger: what's it going to take? What's it going to take for you to come to your senses and see your need for God? You need to come back to Him again tonight, and He will forgive you. I want you to notice that the prodigal didn't clean his life up first and go home. He just went home, and then he got his life cleaned up. His father accepted him as he was, and God will accept you as you are. With your problem, with your addiction, with your question. You just come to Him. Say, God, I'm going to call you and don't know the Lord. Believe in Him for the first time tonight, just like I believe. But I'm going to call prodigal sons and daughters home tonight, home before dark. Don't put it off another moment. How do I get right into God, you might ask? Number one, you need to realize you're a sinner. As I said earlier, God is getting you for it. The prodigal son came to his senses. He said, I have sinned. Nowadays, people see 50 shades of gray, but God just sees black and white. Turn from your sin. Come to Christ. Admit it. The Bible says all of sin and fallen short of the glory of God. You say, well, you know what, Greg? Okay, maybe I'm a sinner, but I'm not as bad as that person over there. But check it out. God doesn't grade on the curve. He grades on the cross. And one sin is enough to keep you out of heaven. The Bible says if you have been in one point of the law, you're guilty of all of it. Have you ever broken a single commandment? Some would say, no, you're a liar. You already broke the commandment, now it's not lie. Yeah. We've all sinned. We've all broken God's commandments. We've all fallen short of His glory. The truth is this the obvious. You're a sinner. But then know this. Jesus Christ loves you so much, He died on the cross for your sins. Jesus did not have to go to that cross. He was not a victim. He was a victim. Going voluntarily. Dying for us because He knew there was no other way to put us in contact with the God we've all offended. Jesus put it so clearly when He said, for God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son, and whosoever believes in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life. If He had wasn't nailed to kill Jesus to the cross 2,000 years ago, it was love for you. He loved you. He died for you.